Hey everyone, I'm Sabrina and I'm here with Anna, Zizi, and Tade, and we're really excited to show you our newest collaboration with Coachtopia. We all have a passion for upcycling and we're really excited to show you these pieces that we reimagined. So Tade, why are you excited to work with Coachtopia?
Because I think that it's really cool the way that all the claims they make about how sustainable they are fully backed up, and that just as a normal person you can go onto their website and read into that. I found that level of transparency from a brand like really, really impressive.
Yeah, holding them accountable.
Why? I mean, I didn't need to. They were holding themselves accountable.
Totally. What about you, Anna? Why are you excited to work with Coachtopia?
I was really excited to work with Coachtopia because I got to see the inner workings of how these pieces in our collab bags were made, and it's amazing that we get to be here in the workshop and see it all happening in front of us.
And what about you, Zizi?
For me, it's really just a coincidence because I remember last semester when I was still at school, one of the professors was introducing Coachtopia to us. We were like talking about the fun, cool projects Coachtopia's been doing, and I thought to myself, like, if only I could work here too. And then I got connected to Coachtopia, and it's like seeing something in the textbook and then experiencing it in the real life. So Sabrina, can you talk about your upcycling process and like how do you incorporate it with your piece?
So this Coachtopia piece already had the Coachtopia logo on it. So I knew that I still wanted to like keep that part of the design, but then add a little bit of my style, which is like an airbrush style with like the cherries and something like really playful and really silly. So I love the cherry moment and I love a little bow moment. So I feel like it really felt like Coachtopia.
So for me, I love working with fabrics, and I will gather them from my old projects and like the clothes I used to wear, and then kind of like layer them together, just playing with them. And in this project, we're kind of like working with the bag, keeping the original style, but also adding a flair of like playfulness, lace to it. What about you, Anna? What's the whole process and how do you incorporate it?
So in my upcycling process, I like to use a lot of hardware and I like to incorporate metal because I just think that makes styling a lot more fun and easy. I love to just punch things with grommets all over the place, random placement, not really serving any sort of purpose other than looking cool. With this bag, I knew I definitely wanted to incorporate those grommets and that silver hardware.
It adds a lot of like edge to a very simple and beautiful piece.
Yeah, I think so too. So I'm really curious about how all of you guys got into upcycling.
I was really introduced to the idea of upcycling at school when I was doing fashion design. You know, like as a design major, you have to constantly create new things. Even though I love doing that, you're like creating a huge amount of waste. So I thought when I start upcycling, you still get the fun out of creating, but like you're also making the most out of the discarded items.
I really got into it from a young age. I started making clothes when I was 8 years old, and my parents always encouraged me to get my own materials and source my own materials. So I started saving up babysitting money and going to thrift stores and getting like old upholstery fabrics and curtains and that kind of stuff. And that's sort of what I always used as my supplies. That was before the term upcycling was even a thing. It was kind of just being resourceful and kind of scrappy even.
So I started upcycling when I was literally in school, like super young. And it was more about owning things that maybe weren't my taste. Like my parents did all my shopping for me. I don't know if it was the same for you guys, but often I might not have been the biggest fan of like my clothes or my shoes or whatever it was. So I would try to make them a little bit more me, make them fit my personal style and the way I felt inside, so I could show that on the outside without having to ask them to like buy me more stuff, basically making the most of what I had, I think.
I got introduced to upcycling through Coachtopia when I first worked with them from the very beginning, and it was something that I felt really passionate about because also like I felt like there's like so much waste when it comes to fashion. Like I love fashion, but seeing all the things that they like throw away and like burn really
so
like
sad.
hurts my heart. And so I feel like it's just such a great and unique way to preserve all of that and like make something new from it.
So when it comes to upcycling, what kind of tools do you guys use?
I kind of use all the basics. I use my sewing machine, you know, needle and thread, serger, all that kind of stuff. And then I love to use kind of more exciting tools that are kind of accessorized pieces like the grommet puncher tool and silver hardware. That's really fun for me.
I basically just start off with like my little iPad and I do my little sketches, but then I bring it into my laptop and that's when I really put in like the color and the textures and really have fun with it. But you guys are really like inspiring me to like, you know, get more tactical with it. Get the grommet puncher, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm quite similar to Anna. Like I have the sewing kit and then I have the toolbox. So both really, and I just collect like anything fun that I see maybe online, or I see on another bag or another accessory that I think, oh, I could put those on something else. So I'll just like order some so I have some like things to play with.
I'm similar to Anna as well, like the fashion design kit, and then sometimes I use iPad like you just to draw illustrations and inspirations. Yeah.
So let's be real, have you ever had a bad upcycling fail?
I mean, yes, I have. This one time, and this was sad because I bought the shoes specifically to make this spiked design, and I just totally underestimated how many spikes I would need. So I punched all the holes, filmed the whole thing, it looked amazing, and got about a third of the way through putting the spikes on, and I just didn't have any more, and I wanted to wear them like suit. So it wasn't like I could just get more spikes. Yeah. So that
you
was
have to do
sad.
like the day of. That's brave.
Yes, I'm very the day of. So there was no alternative. So that was a massive fail.
For me, I don't really think of them as fails. It's just like projects that I put on hold. I just set them aside, and then after a while, I come back and revisit them just to see like if I come up with something new.
Sometimes it's really nice that like if I find like the opportunity to use them, I'll go back to them and like reimagine them, and so they kind of have like a second life.
Cool. Last summer, I was making a dress out of soda can tabs, and I had to use these pliers that put pressure on my pinkies, and my pinkies are literally broken.
Oh yeah.
And they started getting more crooked, so I had to finish the dress with splints on my fingers and like walk around with splint fingers. It was so embarrassing. That's probably my biggest physical fail from upcycling.
So if your Ergo had a personality, how would you describe it?
I would say it's really sweet, bubbly, and soft. Yeah, just something like that.
So cute.
Yeah.
I would probably describe my Ergo as like weird and quirky, and that's kind of why I love doing eyelets, because it's kind of ironic that there's holes in your piece of clothing or in your accessory, and I kind of love that about it. It makes it kind of funny.
It's intentional.
Tade, how about you?
I would say she was cute, but also a little bit dangerous. Like, be careful. You can get close, you might get hurt. You never know. Sabrina, what about you? How would you describe the personality of this t-shirt?
She's a little sassy. I love trash. You know the vibe.
So today, how would you style your Ergo, and when would you wear it?
I would style it probably with quite a bit of black, because I think there is no other color on here, so it feels like it would be a black outfit. But with the pink one, I think pink, baby blue, white, like make it a bit summery, but still bring in more silver.
Where would I wear mine? I think it's perfect for like a regular day out, or like going to the museum, or just like a picnic in Central Park.
Oh, I can see the picnic.
Right, exactly.
I would probably wear this like every day. I would probably style it with a lot of silver jewelry and silver accented clothes. And I also have ties that I put grommets in, and I think it would be really fun to wear matching ones with like, I don't know, a pair of baggy jeans and an oversized blazer or something like that. Sabrina, how would you style your tee?
Yeah, I love a baggy jean moment, so I'd probably pair with that and make it a little more casual. Again, love silver jewelry. I like the combination of like harsh and a little soft, so I like that juxtaposition. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.